The Attorney General of Arizona has announced that the Arizona 2022 election cannot be certified until Maricopa election officials explain what happened with the numerous polling fails on Election Day. Out of Maricopa County, and we're going to see precisely why Kari Lake continues to fight not just for the governor's mansion, but for the integrity of voters everywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. Kari Lake is insisting today that she will indeed become governor of Arizona after the state's attorney general's office announced that they could not certify the final results of the election in view of the host of election day problems that beset voters. The Arizona Attorney General's office has sent an official letter to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office demanding explanations for the myriad of election issues that were reported to election officials that raised significant questions as to the county's compliance with state election law. In view of the widespread admission among election officials that there were indeed significant problems with the voting, the Attorney General's office is demanding the following. First, a full list of the voting locations that had problems with either ballot-on-demand printers or tabulation. Second, they want the specific problems at each voting location listed out. Third, any other issues related to ballot-on-demand printers and or tabulators. Fourth, a comprehensive log of all changes to the ballot-on-demand printer configuration settings. Next, a full list of the various technical specifications that were used for the printing, the precise time non-uniform printer configuration settings were found to be the root cause of the problem, and the exact method used to update or reconfigure the printer configuration settings at each voting location, and when did they make the changes at each voting location. So obviously this is a very detailed investigation that the Arizona Attorney General's office is conducting in terms of its initial inquiry into, frankly, what the hell happened on Election Day. And the key here, at least as of the making of this video, the key here is that the Attorney General's office is stating that they will not certify the election results as is. Now, where that goes, we're going to have to see. But Kari Lake's campaign remains in full swing. Check out the video that she retweeted today of a fellow by the name of Matt Baker, who stood up to Maricopa County officials. Check this out.
Good morning. Once again, the eyes of the world are upon Maricopa County for another botched election. Am I here to accuse you of stealing the vote? Heavens no, for that would make me a terrorist, wouldn't it? Let me ask you, if you took your life savings to a bank and the teller put them in a machine and the machine kicked out 1 out of 4 of your bills and the teller said, "Don't worry, we'll put them in box 3 over here and we'll let you know how many were in there later. We'll send them off to a separate location and someone will be sure to get back to you and tell you how much money you have." Would you be okay with that? No, you would not be okay with that. Now ask yourself the question, which is more valuable, your vote or your money? Now ask a lobbyist that same question. Now ask a campaign manager that question. Now ask Mark Zuckerberg that question, which is more valuable, your money or your vote or your country or this world or the corruption that is taking over every single county in this nation? And then you look into your own soul and you look back at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are the cancer that is tearing this nation apart. Good day.
Wow. Now that is some fantastic political oratory. God bless that man. Beautifully said. And as Kari Lake noted in her retweet of that speech, that's basically the sentiment of millions upon millions of voters in Maricopa County and frankly around the nation. And all right, Laura Logan is reporting that other Arizona counties like Yavapai and Gila are refusing to certify their election results as well as of today until there is an accounting for what happened in Maricopa County. And of course, this all goes back to the utterly absurd refusal by Katie Hobbs to recuse herself as the current Secretary of State from overseeing an election that would entail her counting the votes of her opponent. That itself was how all of this absurdity began, and it's obviously only gone downhill from there. At the very least, the Lake campaign is calling for an election redo in Maricopa County. She just tweeted out, quote, "If a premise is false, you don't have to accept the conclusion." The same goes for elections. When you lose by 1% and 7% of your voters are disenfranchised, you don't just shrug your shoulders and move on. You demand a satisfactory remedy for all parties involved. And this, to me, is what makes Kari so awesome. She refuses to just, sit back and go the way of the legacy media calling the elections without so much of a hint of concern for admitted voting issues throughout Arizona's most populous county. Those issues need to be addressed and fully accounted for as an integral part of any state certification process in accordance with their election law. And that's exactly what Kari is demanding here. And of course, in the face of the same old tired mainstream media accusations of election denial and the rest of the nonsense, again, coming from every single news outlet that pushed for over 3 years the conspiracy theory that Vladimir Putin stole the 2016 election and that Hunter Biden's laptop was nothing more than Russian disinformation right before the 2020 election. So we'll obviously keep a very, very close eye on how things develop over the course of the next week or so in Maricopa County. We're certainly rooting for Kari Lake, but even more so, we're rooting for election integrity.